When Ryanair speaks, the aviation world listens. The Irish low-cost carrier has built its empire on disruption, challenging air travel norms with its no-frills model and relentless cost-cutting. Every move from charging for carry-ons to Spartan service is calculated to keep Ryanair Europe's cheapest and largest airline. CEO Michael Olirri's bold, outspoken style keeps Ryanair in the headlines and shapes industry conversations. By turning negotiations into public spectacles, Ryanair pressures even giants like Boeing, using media attention as leverage. Its history is filled with examples of punching above its weight, securing deals that rivals envy. So, when news broke of a potential multi-billion-dollar aircraft order, the industry braced for a high-stakes showdown. For Ryanair, every negotiation is a chance to reinforce its dominance and rewrite the rules. Its reputation transforms simple deals into industry-defining battles. The negotiation for 300 Boeing 737 MAX 10s, with options for 150 more, was more than a routine fleet renewal. It marked a pivotal moment for both Ryanair and Boeing, setting the stage for a new era in commercial aviation. The sheer scale of the order sent shockwaves through the industry, signaling that both companies were betting big on the future. For Ryanair, these larger, more efficient jets weren't just about replacing old planes. They were the key to maintaining its ultra-low-cost edge, expanding its network, and fueling ambitious growth plans across Europe. The new aircraft promised lower fuel consumption, more seats, and the ability to offer even cheaper fares to millions of travelers. For Boeing, still reeling from the aftermath of the MAX crisis and ongoing production issues, the deal was nothing short of a lifeline, a rare opportunity to restore confidence in its flagship aircraft and prove to the world that it could deliver on its promises. Losing Ryanair, one of its largest and most loyal customers, would have been a devastating blow to Boeing's credibility, reputation, and financial stability at a time when it could least afford it. The scale of the deal would give Ryanair a cost advantage that rivals like Wizz Air and EasyJet could hardly match, allowing it to outpace competitors and potentially reshape the competitive landscape of European aviation. The outcome of this high-stakes agreement would not only shape the future of Europe's budget airline market, but also play a crucial role in Boeing's recovery and long-term prospects as a global aerospace leader. This was a battle of survival and ambition, watched closely by the entire industry, from airline executives to investors and regulators, all eager to see who would emerge stronger. It wasn't just about airplanes, it was about market leadership, trust, and the ability to adapt in a rapidly changing world. The future of low-cost flying in Europe, and Boeing's reputation as an industry giant, truly hung in the balance. Michael Olirri turned the Boeing talks into a public spectacle, transforming what could have been a closed-door negotiation into a high-stakes drama played out in front of the world's media. He used media pressure and strategic threats as powerful tools, ensuring every move was scrutinized and every statement amplified by journalists eager for the next headline. Olirri openly criticized Boeing's pricing and delivery delays, making it clear to the public and investors that Ryanair would not accept unfavorable terms. He threatened to walk away from the deal entirely if his demands weren't met, raising the stakes for Boeing and signaling his willingness to pursue alternatives. Olirri even floated the idea of switching to China's COMAC C919, a move that would have sent shockwaves through the aviation industry and challenged Boeing's dominance in Europe. By playing on US fears of losing business to a rising geopolitical rival, he cleverly introduced a new layer of urgency to the negotiations. This wasn't just about aircraft. It was a warning to US policymakers. Deliver, or customers will look elsewhere, even to competitors from rival nations. Olirri also leveraged the threat of US tariffs, highlighting how international politics could directly impact Boeing's bottom line. He warned that any new duties or trade barriers would be Boeing's problem, not Ryanair's, making it clear that the airline would not absorb extra costs. Olirri threatened to delay deliveries, using the possibility of postponed orders as another bargaining chip. He even suggested registering planes in the UK to dodge EU tariffs, demonstrating his willingness to exploit every available loophole. In doing so, he turned a straightforward business deal into a complex political issue, drawing in lawmakers and regulators from multiple countries. By combining public ultimatums, geopolitical maneuvering, and relentless political lobbying, Olirri put Boeing on the defensive at every turn. Every statement, every threat, and every headline was calculated to extract better prices and secure firm delivery commitments from Boeing. In the end, it was a masterclass in using external pressure, public opinion, and political leverage to gain a decisive negotiation advantage. Olirri's most audacious move was his public flirtation with the Chinese COMAC C919. The threat of switching from Boeing to an unproven Chinese jet sent shockwaves through the industry and Washington. But for Ryanair, whose efficiency depends on a single aircraft type, the switch was almost certainly a bluff. Introducing the C919 would mean retraining crews, new maintenance, and losing the cost advantages of a standardized fleet. The C919 wasn't certified in Europe and couldn't be delivered at the scale Ryanair needed. Still, the bluff worked. Boeing was rattled, and the world took notice of a new potential competitor. Olirri's move reminded Boeing it couldn't take its dominance for granted. The China card was a psychological masterstroke, helping Ryanair secure better terms without ever switching suppliers. Sometimes the threat alone is enough to win. For Ryanair, the real prize wasn't just price, it was certainty. Its growth depends on a steady stream of new planes. Delays threaten its entire business model. Olirri's top demand firm written delivery guarantees from Boeing. After months of pressure, Ryanair secured a clear schedule, first jets arriving in spring 2027, all 300 delivered by 2034. These guarantees let Ryanair plan new routes, hire crews, and market its future growth with confidence. The larger MAX 10s will lower costs per seat, reinforcing Ryanair's cost leadership. With this deal, Ryanair can pursue its goal of flying over 300 million passengers annually by the mid-2030s. The negotiation was about securing the tools for long-term dominance, not just buying planes. The ironclad delivery schedule is the foundation for Ryanair's next decade of growth. While Ryanair negotiated from strength, Boeing was on the defensive, still recovering from crises and under intense scrutiny. The 737 MAX crashes and new production issues had damaged Boeing's reputation and finances. Losing Ryanair, its largest European customer, would have sent shockwaves through the market. Securing the deal was essential to stabilize Boeing's narrative and prove its recovery. Financially, the order provided a crucial, stable revenue stream and supported thousands of U.S. jobs. The agreement was a much-needed vote of confidence from a leading airline. For months, Boeing's headlines were negative. This deal offered a chance to project strength and momentum. By meeting Ryanair's tough demands, Boeing took a step toward rebuilding trust with the industry and public. It was a costly, hard-fought win, but one Boeing couldn't afford to lose. The Ryanair-Boeing deal was more than a business transaction. It rippled across the global economy, sending shockwaves through industries and governments alike. This wasn't just about planes, it was about power, influence, and the future of international commerce. The $30 billion order secured thousands of U.S. manufacturing jobs and boosted American exports, providing stability to communities that rely on aerospace. It also reinforced the critical role of aviation in supporting the broader supply chain, from raw materials to high-tech components. Olirri's use of the China card and tariff threats elevated the talks to the level of international relations, turning a business negotiation into a geopolitical chess match. Suddenly, airline orders became bargaining chips in the global contest for economic dominance. The saga showed how mega customers can influence trade policy and reshape the competitive landscape, forcing governments and corporations to adapt quickly to new realities. It also set a new precedent for airline negotiations. Public pressure and political maneuvering are now part of the playbook, with every move scrutinized by the media and watched by competitors worldwide. Airlines are no longer passive buyers. They're aggressive negotiators dictating terms in a tight market, leveraging their purchasing power to extract better deals and shape industry standards. Ryanair's bold tactics secured its future, while Boeing's concession was an act of survival in a fiercely competitive environment where every contract counts. This high-stakes drama captured the new global reality. Business deals now intertwine with national interests and jobs, blurring the lines between commerce and politics more than ever before. The future of aviation is forged in public, high-pressure showdowns, where strategy, negotiation, and timing matter as much as engineering. In this new era, every deal is a test of nerve, vision, and global influence.